Okay, so check this out. Another episode. So check this out. I thought about it. A couple things about the site. I went from what would you rather to this to that. And I thought about it. I don't really want to limit myself to just hypothetical situations because I've been thinking about it as I've been developing this plan for YouTube to make lots of cash money for all these different comedic ideas. And I want to use them. And they have sometimes nothing to do with what would you rathers and all that. So it's changing, but don't worry because the site's the same. Don't even worry about it. You still subscribe, you still get to see this mug. I still get to entertain you. Here's this one. Hi, Looney.
Hi, Luna. Oh, Looney.
So here's the one, okay? You and your loved one are at a fair or a circus or whatever, right? And then those old-timey fair guys are like, step right up, step right up. What it is one of those old-time like wheels, those big wooden things where you get strapped onto it and you get spun around and some expert knife thrower just whoop, throws knives. And he's like, step right up, and then your loved one, they're like,
Oh, this would be so fun. Oh, you should do it, honey.
and you're like, I can do that, no big deal, that's pretty cool, let's do it. And then you get up, strapped on the wheel, you get spun around, and the expert knife thrower is just choo, shoo, and you know, he's making the shots, he's not hitting you, but they're getting close, that's all cool. But then the final one, he just gets it ready and just, whoa, bang, right in the forehead, you're dead. And people are just clapping because they think it's part of the show and they're just laughing at you, and it's just so funny. And were you alive, you'd be so embarrassed because people are laughing at your death and they're entertained by it and they love it. And your significant other is just like, oh, how did you do that? That's so amazing, it looks so real. He's dead. You're dead. Or you have like a little niece, or I'm gonna go with niece. If you're a single child out there watching, you've got a little sister. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You got a little tiny, like 3-year-old girl around the house, all right? You have a fully automatic submachine gun with a silencer on it, because it's just cooler that way. And you come home, and then you walk in the door and you see this little girl and she's holding your gun and she doesn't know what she's holding. She doesn't know how to use it. She doesn't know anything about it. And she's like, oh, what does this do? She's just looking at it. Boom! It just lights you up with your own gun. You just stand there, you're like, you're dead. You're dead. Okay, so which way would you rather go out? Knife to the head at a carnival, everybody's laughing because they think it's part of the show, or accidental bullet riddling by a little girl because you left your gun out and they got a hold of it. You know, think about it from many angles. There's many angles here to think about. Lots of ins, lots of outs. Which way's the most gangster? Which way's the less embarrassing? Which way is a good story to tell in hell? What's a good story for your loved ones to tell about you and how you died? Can you imagine that? How did your son die? He was at a carnival and he got a knife to the head. You know, there's lots of things that you got to think about. So that's that. Think about it. Dwell on it. Chew on it for a little bit. Post your comments. I'd like to know which way you would rather go out. It's just this kind of video. When it's really elaborate, it'll just be me and you. But when it's less elaborate, you just go out and ask people, hey, what would you rather? I put you on my payroll for 50 grand so that you can just catch my poo in a bucket every time I have to go. Or, you know, whatever, you know, we'll just think about it.